Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Sullivan family. So I can see you, Erin, Leah, Erin. It's Monday morning. It's pouring down with rain. It's the middle of July. It's very wet. I've even got my coat on because it's very wet. We are off. Where are we going?
Eye appointment.
Twins have got an eye appointment. I've got an eye appointment. Charlotte's got an eye appointment. Lizzie's got a dentist appointment. So somehow, even after cancelling, we had to cancel our eye appointments a few weeks back. I can't remember why. Oh, because Erin had an appointment come through for the hospital, so we had to do that one instead. So we managed to rearrange everything for this Monday morning when Ben is on leave and I can get it all done at the same time. So we are going into town now to go to our first appointment, which I think is 9:30. So it's not looking like it's going to stop raining, so we're just going to go. Is it a bit wet? It's a bit wet. It's very wet. Let me see. You can show Daddy. Are they your favourite? Yeah? Do you like those ones too, Erin?
Do you want that one? Look at me. Look, Erin, you try these ones on. Those ones suit Erin better. Yeah, these ones suit Erin better, I think.
I'm not keen on those ones. I like the littler ones for them. I think they'd be easier for them at school.
Yeah.
I quite like the little pink ones, and I quite like the little minion ones as well.
Minion?
Oh, they're quite nice. I like the princess ones.
Be careful.
Do
you like these ones?
You look nice. I think.
These look quite nice.
Do I look like a teacher? No, that's a bad thing. I don't mean that in a bad sense. It's just not me.
You don't look like a teacher.
I don't. I could be a teacher if I wanted to be a teacher.
You don't look like a teacher.
I'm stylish. Do you think? 100% stylish. I quite like them in a weird kind of Hollywood kind of way. Lizzie's like, no. Yeah, they're not too bad. I'm not overly keen.
Careful.
I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not sure about them. Lizzie just picked those.
Yeah, they're
quite like them in a weird kind of way. Right, I thought I'd wait until I got home to go through all the optician's stuff. As you would have seen in the video, Leah was trying on some glasses because she needs glasses. So because we all had to go at the same time, Olivia went in with Erin, Charlotte went in on her own, and I went in with Leah because I had my eye test as well. So Leah was struggling to read the letters with her left eye. She was struggling to read anything with her left eye. Obviously at that age it's quite difficult to know whether it's because they're just not recognising the letters or if she's just not seeing the letters. So they get the piece of paper that they can point to the letters on, but she was still struggling to see with her left eye. So the optician, who was lovely, said she needs to have the eye drops in her eyes so they can look into them properly or something. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, normally you have to make another appointment. She said I can either make another appointment or I can do them for her now. And I said, well, you know, and while I have my, she can sit and wait for the drops to work while I have my appointment. So we did that with Leah. So she sat and waited while I had my appointment. I needed new glasses as well, but that wasn't a surprise considering that I've lost my old ones. I don't actually wear them all that much, but I have noticed I've only got a small prescription. I'm slightly short-sighted, and it's actually got a bit better over the years somehow. But she did say that can happen sometimes as you get older. Don't know how. But yeah, my last pair of glasses I lost during COVID and I just haven't been back to get another pair. I've got prescription sunglasses, so I'm all right when I'm out and about and when I'm driving. But I've noticed lately that I'm getting more headaches. I'm not struggling to see the TV, but it can get a bit blurry sometimes. So I needed a new pair of glasses anyway. So that's me sorted. But anyway, yeah, Leah. So she put the drops in, obviously waited for them to work, where the ones where their pupils go huge. And she's still struggling with this left eye. So they put you on the machine again, don't they, for the flat. They have the two machines, the one where you see the balloon and the one where it takes a picture of the back of your eye. Anyway, she said she thinks she might have a slight astigmatism in her left eye. Went off, did the machine, came back. As you see, I'm not very tech savvy when it comes to the opticians, because I'm just calling it the machine. There's so many questions that you need to ask, and there's just not enough time to ask all the questions. And you almost sometimes feel like you're questioning them at their job as well, and I don't need to do that. I just need to know the results. So anyway, so she says she's got astigmatism in both eyes, which Charlotte has as well. So I don't really understand all of this, but I know that the astigmatism changes the shape of your is it your cornea and or your eye. So the way that light refracts, it's different. It doesn't refract like the same way as if your eye didn't have a normal shaped eye. I'm talking like I know. I'm reading it off of Google, but so Charlotte has astigmatism as well, but she was also long-sighted. Leah has astigmatism, and she also is slightly long-sighted, but she said she's not going to give her glasses for her long-sightedness. She's going to give her glasses for her astigmatism. They don't always need glasses to correct. Obviously you're not going to get rid of an astigmatism because it's the shape of your eye, but it doesn't always need glasses. If there's no other vision problems, then it's just something that can make your sight blurry sometimes. And like if different at nighttime, Charlotte will say it at nighttime, if she gets hit with lights at nighttime, it kind of refracts off in different ways and it makes things blurry. So that's kind of, it's a bit like when you get caught in headlights and you can see that kind of blur. It can be that sort of thing, but bigger for her. So Charlotte's been wearing glasses for a few years, but she's now doesn't need to wear glasses apparently, because her vision is okay now. She still has an astigmatism, but her vision is all right. So we're just to keep an eye on her at the moment. But yeah, Leah. So the optician has said that Leah needs to wear her glasses all the time for at least 6 months to try and correct her vision, because obviously she's really struggling with this left eye, which is making, we didn't know any of this. They've been under the eye clinic in Aberdeen since they were tiny, so they've had many eye tests since they were small from being premature. They've been under the eye clinic in Elgin Hospital, all of the things they've had before, so the health of their eye has always been fine. Obviously now they've started school. Leah has been okay with reading and everything. Erin's been struggling with letters and sounds, but anybody that's followed us for a while will know that we've already have the struggle with Erin, and her hearing, which has kind of contributed to her speech not being as good as it could be, or as good as Leah's. She struggles with some of her speech sometimes because she didn't pick up sounds when she was little, because she had glue ear and she's had problems with her hearing. But I've noticed she's been struggling with certain words and letters since she started to read. And I wasn't really sure why, if you like. So this might, I haven't actually got onto Erin yet, have I? So we were talking about Leah. Anyway, so Leah needs glasses. So the optician has said she needs to wear them all the time for 6 months, and then go back and see her again. If she needs her to be able to read the letters without them being blurred, if she can read them, then she will be able to just wear her glasses for schoolwork, TV, iPad, things like that. But until it kind of corrects enough, she needs to wear her glasses all the time. So we've got to go back in a couple of weeks, I think the 15th of August, so just before they go back to school, and get her glasses. I'll move on to Erin. So whilst I was in with Leah, I came out, and one optician needed to speak to me about Charlotte, which is about a couple of things I'll talk to you about in a minute. And the other one needed to speak to me about Erin, because guess what? Erin can't see out of her left eye either. She can't read stuff out of her left eye. Not that they can't see out of their left eye. She couldn't read. She was really struggling with reading with her left eye as well. It's obviously, this is the twin thing, the identical twin thing. Whenever one of them's got something, the other one, because I could have guaranteed that there would be an issue with Erin as well. As soon as I walked out and they said, we need to speak to you about Erin, I said, is it her left eye? And they said yes. So she's struggling with her left eye as well. It looks like it's a little bit worse, but she needs to go back for her drops, because the optician couldn't put her in for drops because he had somebody else in straight after. So she's got to go back on Wednesday for drops in her eyes to have a look. But I can pretty much guarantee that it will be the same thing that Leah has. And I can pretty much guarantee that she will also need glasses. So like I was saying a minute ago, she has been struggling with her reading. And what I didn't realise was about with an astigmatism, it can change the shape of the letters and things, because the shape of your eye is slightly different. It can change the shape of letters. So when you're trying to pick up different letters, they look different. So it's different. It's making it much more difficult. So that could be another reason as to why Erin's struggling with reading a bit more than Leah. So anyway, we will wait and see. So yeah, I probably haven't explained any of that very well, because I'm trying to sort of get my head around it a little bit as well, because it's I mean, it sounds like the optician said astigmatism sounds worse than, you know, it sounds really bad, but it's not. It's just really the shape of your eye. But obviously the thing that's bothering the optician more is the fact that she's struggling, well, both of them are struggling with the vision in their left eyes. So they kind of need to get to the bottom of that. So we're going to get these glasses and hope that corrects a little bit for them over the next 6 months. And then obviously we'll go back. Obviously I haven't got Erin's yet, but I will keep you updated. But I can pretty much guarantee that will be what the issue is with Erin as well. So that's how Leah got on. She has picked some really cute little glasses, and she does look really cute in them. Erin's picked some out already, even though she hasn't been told she's got to have them yet. But it's good, I guess. I'm glad that they've been seen. Obviously, there's lots of reasons that we've taken them. They've been to the opticians at their age, because normally you wouldn't necessarily take somebody little unless they were having problems, because they don't really know whether things are blurred or whether they can't, because they're still learning themselves. But obviously being premature, being under the clinics at the hospitals, none of this has ever been sort of picked up before. So hopefully this will help Erin especially, but you know, help with, because it's when someone tells you, you sort of go, oh, I wonder if that's why Leah is, you know, struggling with this, and why she's struggling with that, and why she can't, because she's picked things up quite well, but not everything. So yeah, we're going to go back and pick her glasses up in a few weeks. We're back on Wednesday for Erin, so I'll be able to tell you what happens then as well. So the only other one, Charlotte, she's obviously been wearing glasses for long-sightedness, and that's been affecting her astigmatism as well. But the optician has now said she doesn't need to wear her glasses, which, like I said earlier, that's, you know, her long-sightedness, obviously her vision has gone back to normal, but she still has an astigmatism, but it shouldn't affect her too much. Just certain situations, certain things might make her vision blurry sometimes. So she's got to go back in 3 months, because he's noticed a freckle on the back of her eye. He said it's not really in her line of vision, it's right at the back. He said it looks like it could be a birthmark, but she's never had that picked up before. So because it hasn't been picked up before, he needs to see her again in 3 months' time to check that it is just a freckle or a birthmark. Hello, you all right? And nothing else. He said if it hasn't moved, then it's nothing to worry about. It's just a birthmark. But obviously if it moves, then we have to look into what that is. But yeah, another thing, she's struggled with dry eyes or something, but he said just regular breaks, probably because she watches her phone all the time, regular breaks and stuff. So this one's got to go back. Hang on, which one are you, Erin?
Erin.
This one's got to go back on Wednesday, haven't you? Mm-hmm. So Leah's now walking around.
after tomorrow.
Leah's now walking around with massive pupils. And the weirdest thing happened in Tesco's afterwards. So Leah's obviously had eye drops in her eyes. Her eyes are, they make you, obviously your pupils are massive. So light is just, it hurts your eyes. This one turns around and says, my eyes are really sore. They're really itchy. Starts rubbing her eyes. She's had nothing in her eyes. It's in Leah's eyes, but she's moaning that she's got sore eyes.
No, it's itchy eyes.
It's a twin thing. I swear. It's the other twins don't get it. They're non-identical ones, but these two, all these little things, just when one of them gets something, the other one's in pain. It's just some twin telepathy thing. I can't even speak. Don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So anyway, that is the morning of the opticians. Lizzie went over to the orthodontist on her own. She got on absolutely fine. Hers was just a checkup. She's got to go back again in a few months. So yeah, I think that's, Charlotte's got to go back in 3 months. Leah's got to go back and pick her glasses up and then back again in 6 months. I'm 2 years. You're Wednesday, and then we'll see how we get on after that. I'm going to go and read up more on astigmatism so that I can kind of understand it a little bit better as well. And there you go. Look at Leah's eyes. Look at his pupils. You can't even see them properly. They're so big. Your eyelid, can you see them?
They're big.
So to make your pupils really big so that the optician can see at the back of your eye to check. Because they have little cameras that, you know, the camera you went on first, and they take a picture of the back of your eye, and that can show you how healthy it is. But these, so you can see if there's any refractive issues. The only problem is now she can't see anything properly until the drops wear off. She can't see her iPad. She's not very happy about that. We'll have to go out instead. And they make everything really, really bright as well, don't they?
Wait, Mummy, can you go to the station park?
No, we're not going to the station park. We might go to another park.
Where are you going?
Well,
we might go to the trampoline.
We might go to the trampoline park.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. We've been out, attempted to go to the park, but Joseph really wasn't well enough, and he's better, but he's not 100%. So he just screamed most of the way, and then it rained, so we came back home. So I've had a little bit of a read up, as I like to do, because I'm kind of one of those people that needs to understand things. I need to kind of know the ins and outs of everything, like when there's something going on with the kids or myself or anything like that. I need to kind of know. Now I've said that, now I know where my kids get it from. I can't just take it as that's the answer. I need to sort of find out, so I know everything about it. Like when the twins were premature, it probably actually made it a little bit worse because I needed to find out everything that I could find out, and quite often we didn't get told everything because we couldn't be there all the time, or maybe because sometimes the doctors didn't think we needed to know everything. So I found that part of it very difficult, that there are things that I didn't know or understand, and plus because I couldn't take it all in because it was quite traumatic. That's really another vlog for another day, the whole prematurity thing. It's something that I haven't properly tackled, but I will. Anyway, so I've had a bit of a read up, and basically it says, I'm reading my phone, the vision it's basically a lazy eye. So I always thought that if you had a lazy eye, it was you know, when the eye is squint or turned in, which I was adamant that the twins had a lazy eye, both of them, for years, which is, you know, which would have been it's quite common for eye problems in premature babies, small birth weight babies, which they were both, obviously. You know, we kept taking them to they've been to all the eye appointments they needed to go to over at the Aberdeen hospital, at Elgin. They've, you know, done all those appointments. They kept saying no, they didn't have a lazy eye. I was adamant they had a lazy eye, but they said they didn't. Anyway, that's basically, with the vision being poor in one eye, more I've read up on it, it's because they have a lazy eye, basically. So it says here, obviously a squint is one case of a lazy eye, where one turns inwards or outwards, or up or down, which is normally the weaker eye. Childhood cataracts can cause a lazy eye, or short-sightedness, long-sightedness, or astigmatism, which is what Leah has, probably Erin as well. Obviously, as I said earlier, you know, when they're too young, they don't really understand that they're having a problem with their vision, so which is why we've always taken them for eye tests. So I'm kind of a little bit, the more I've thought about it today, I'm kind of a bit annoyed that, I mean, maybe it's something that's developed more over the past couple of years with COVID and everything else. I'm pretty sure they've been for an eye test within, I remember taking them to Specsavers, but I need to have a look at and see exactly when it was, because I thought it was after the pandemic, but it might have been before, which would be sort of 2020, 2019. So, you know, obviously then we had COVID and everything else, so that all went on the back, everything went on the back burner. And I probably got a reminder for their eye test maybe a few months ago. Now everything's being caught up with. But obviously they've been fine at all their other eye exams. Even though my suspicions were that they weren't, they have been. So maybe this is something that's come on. I don't know. I'm a little bit, you kind of end up feeling that, you know, is it my fault? Have I not pushed it enough? Did I not, should I have taken them back sooner? Should I have, you know, but you go along following all the guidelines with everything, like we have done with the twins, especially because they've been the ones that have had the most medical care. You follow all the guidelines, you do what you think you're supposed to do, but especially at the moment, it's literally like banging your head against a brick wall with anything. It's, you know, there's, I mean, Lizzie had a doctor's appointment the other day. She had to wait 5 weeks for. Olivia's got a problem with her foot. We've taken her to A&E, but now it's not, you know, it's not accident or emergency. Now it's you know, a long-term problem with her foot. So, you know, we're going to have to take her to the doctors, and then you get referred, and then the referrals are, I mean, Erin's still waiting for operation 3 years later. So it's, you know, and then they expect you to be able to drop everything and go for an operation the next day or the next week. And you can't always just drop everything. You know, I've got other children, Ben's got work. He can't always get time off work so that she can go in overnight for an operation. It is, you know, ideally, in an ideal world, you would drop everything and go, but you can't always do that when work is concerned and kids are concerned. And it's just, you feel like you're missing stuff. I feel like I let them down sometimes because there's so much chasing around for things that, you know, you think, should I have, because the more reading on here, it says, you know, if you really ought to get them, if they treat a lazy eye, it's easier before the age of 6. Well, they already are 6. You know, obviously the astigmatism has made the lazy eye worse. It says here, it's basically, lazy eye happens when brain connections responsible for vision are not made properly. To build these connections during the first 8 years of a child's life, the eye has to show the brain a clear image. This allows the brain to build strong pathways for information about vision. Left untreated, so basically the brain, because that eye is struggling and blurry, the brain kind of blocks that eye out, so it uses the other eye, and if it's left untreated for too long, it can cause, you know, all sorts of problems and blindness even. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that is, you know, that is what it can cause in the end. So it says if there is an eyesight problem such as short or long-sighted or astigmatism, it will be first corrected using glasses to correct the focus of the eye. This often helps to correct a squint as well. See, I've always thought that both of them have got such a slight squint in their eye, but I was always, you know, every time I asked about it, they said, the hospital said it's just the way their eyes are shaped, which it could be as well. Obviously, if that doesn't work, then they can use the eye patch on the, is it the eye patch on the good eye, and then that anything to encourage the bad eye to work. Well, obviously, as the optician said, they'll use glasses for 6 months, and hope that kind of corrects the vision in that eye, correct the focus and the vision in that eye. And then obviously if it doesn't, we'll have to, you know, see what happens next. But I don't know, is it because of COVID? Is it because we've missed eye tests? Is it because everything got, well, not us missing eye tests, I mean because of COVID, everybody's missed an appointment, everything's been delayed, which is nobody's fault. That's just what's happened during COVID. But then you think, should I have pushed it more? But then equally, last appointment we had, everything was absolutely fine, so you wouldn't push it more. But then I look at, like, Leah's been okay at school, but Erin's been struggling with her reading. I put that down to her just being a little bit slower than they're only primary one, and she always has been that little bit slower than Leah, because she's had so much to deal with in her little life. She's had so many things, more things than an adult would have to deal with in their whole life. So you kind of, you do sort of think, well, she's, there's no, you're not surprised that she picks things up a little bit slower. So I don't know, am I just overthinking it? I do overthink things a lot. But these are the sort of things I end up, maybe I read too much into things, maybe I look up too much, but again, I need to understand, I need to know what I'm kind of talking about, especially when I'm talking to you guys about things. I feel a little bit responsible that when I'm talking about things that I don't want to get it wrong, just in case somebody else sort of goes, oh, that, that could be what's, my issue. I like to make sure I've read up on what I'm talking about. Anyway, we'll go back on Wednesday for Erin, and at least this time I can go back and I can ask some questions, which, when you're sort of told something you don't necessarily understand, you don't know what questions to ask. So at least I can kind of go back with maybe some questions to ask. It's just, I find it quite frustrating at the moment. It's like, Isabel's still waiting for an MRI on her foot for this bony growth that she's got in her bad foot. And that's been like 3 months already that we've been waiting for that. If I could afford to go private for everybody, I really would. It's like I said, it's nobody's fault. It's not, it's not the fault of anybody. Everyone's, in the NHS is working as hard as they possibly can. It's just the system, isn't it? The system is broken, unfortunately, and it's not getting any better. But at least, hopefully, fingers crossed, the glasses situation will be sorted, and hopefully that will help Leah. And if that's, with Erin as well, I'll find that out on Wednesday, so I'll keep everybody updated. I'm just literally spilling what's in my brain at the moment. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to do the dishes. Probably think some more. But anyway, tomorrow is birthday vlog, my birthday tomorrow. We're going to be doing a birthday vlog. We're going out in the afternoon, bowling, meal, so that'll be good. Hopefully Joseph will be feeling better and won't scream the entire time, but we'll wait and see. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and don't forget to drop us a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.